Okay, so you've written a book, you've done it, the manuscript is ready. What do you do next? Now, I get a lot of calls about publishing and, someone that's written a book and now they don't know what to do next. Well, there's two options really. You can try and go the traditionally published way, which means you can try and get your book published by one of the major publishers, a small press that offers, publishing, and that's an option that you can take. That option can be a little bit complicated in that major publishers, they don't actually publish a lot of new books annually. And there's a process, quite a tedious process that you have to go through if you don't have a contact on the inside, a literary agent that has contacts that thinks your manuscript is worthwhile and will be able to speak to the right people about giving it a look at. So if you don't have those things, you can submit your manuscript and you have to follow the procedures that's outlined by that publisher in submitting your manuscript. So you may not hear from those publishers for some time, if you ever do, because a lot of publishers, they don't really respond to tell you that your manuscript has been rejected, right? So it's something that, you may be waiting on for quite some time. Then, of course, there is independently publishing your book, which is a huge market right now. And there's a lot of people that's been very successful at publishing their book independently, and that's doing really well. Some of the advantages of going the independent route is that you have total control pretty much of the work of art that you create, which means you can choose your editor, right? And you should get an editor. You can also choose your designers, your illustrators. You get to make the decisions about all of these things. And it's totally in your control. So it's your vision. Your vision can remain your vision. That may not necessarily remain the same place when you deal with a traditional publisher. They may choose to change certain things about your book. They have that option, right? And also, you get the opportunity to profit quite a bit more when you're independently published if you're running your business correctly, right? And I have to highlight that fact. Just because you're independently published doesn't mean you're going to make money, doesn't mean you're going to do well, right? A lot of it depends on you, and it depends on what you have planned out, right? Because this is a business. It is a business, and if you haven't planned your business well, then of course there's going to be lots of obstacles, lots of unexpected things that you may not know how to deal with. So my advice to you would be to do some research in both areas. You do some research in traditional publishers, do some research on independent, and working maybe with smaller publishers, right, that deals with independently published authors, right? Do some research on both of those areas and see who meets your vision of what you're trying to do best, because you want to have a good working relationship. When you make this choice, you want to know you're making the choice to work with someone that you can work with, that sees your vision, respects your vision, and they're there for the long term, right? Because this is a long-term project. This is a long-term business, right? It's a long-term business. It's not something overnight. So there's a lot that has to go into it. So I will come back to each of those later on and go a bit more into some details and look at different aspects. But for now, just keep in mind that you have those choices, the traditional route or the independent route, right? And the advantages and disadvantages of each. Just go out, do some research, see what's available, see what you like, ask some more questions, right? And meet some people. There's a lot of people in the business that's doing various aspects of it. Meet some of those people, ask some more questions, and get some more answers, right? So I'll see you in the next video. Have yourself a blessed one.